What's up, AfterBuzzers? You are tuning into the AfterBuzz TV after show for America's Got Talent. Tonight, we're going to be chatting about the semifinals. We're going to talk about everything from dogs to child ventriloquists to brother-sister duos that swing each other off the stage. Stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I'm going to spare y'all of my singing, but we had to open with this song. This was my favorite of last night. We'll talk about it. But anyway, I'm going to try not to get too caught up in the moment and the emotions. I'm your host. My name is Dani, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. If you want to see more videos of me singing, you can follow Anissa on Twitter and Instagram. Where can they find you?
They can find me at Anissa Barr.
And if you might notice, some of our fellow panelists have fallen ill tonight. They're not here with us, but maybe they'll be on the live chat.
Or they just got sick of the talent that went through.
Yeah, seriously, maybe they. Well, we're gonna try a little fun game tonight called Anissa didn't watch tonight's episode of the results, but she did watch the regular show. I watched the results and the regular show, so I'm gonna be live surprising her with who is making it through. So you're gonna see some pure, genuine, raw reactions tonight here on AfterBuzz TV.
Yes.
You don't want to miss it.
No.
Like I said. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present two acts, and then I'm going to tell you which one's we're going to talk about both, and then I'll tell you which one's going through. How do you
Or should I guess?
You can guess, and then I'll tell you.
Okay.
So no peeking over here.
I can't even see that far.
Good. Yeah, take
and
your
I have
glasses
glasses
off. Also, shout out to Anissa's hair, because it looks really cute.
Yeah, I know.
I love the buns. It makes me want to do some. Anyway, okay, so we're going to start off with two acts. Just any two. No saying yes or no. I kind of want to start out with my personal favorite of the night, which is what we opened with, that song. Danelle and the Greater Works Choir sang an Aerosmith song, which I think was just such a win for them.
Yeah.
I did something that I literally never do because I have such bad ADD. I actually rewinded and rewatched this song because I was so in it and moved by this performance. I felt like they took me to church, and it was like a religious experience watching them for me.
Exactly, especially with this type of song.
Yeah.
It's it gives you movement, and I like the choir because they are talent. They have that singing ability, and I think this is the only singing group that we haven't looked down on, I should say.
I actually agree with you. This is someone that we've been excited about this whole time.
Yeah.
I think that they've been making really strong song choices.
Oh yeah, and just the way that how long do they are able to practice and perform these songs? About a week,
and they're arranged so well. And well, we did hear that Danelle had a really touching story. The guy who started this choir, he was contemplating suicide. I think he was in the Navy, and this kind of brought him out of that, which that only makes this group and their energy so much stronger for me. Yeah. It's not their story takes away from their performance. It actually adds to it because it makes me feel what they feel when they perform.
Exactly. And then just to see what is really memorized to me is when they are able to choose who sings what part and how much they are elevated to that level to be able to sing that part. Because a lot of these songs that they choose are not easy, but they are as well hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, this was not an easy feat. So I'm going to put them up against who was put up against them in the results show. So they went up on the stage. You know how they do the results? They bring two people to the front, and one stays and one goes.
Yeah.
They were put up against Preacher Lawson, who was the comedian, who I also love. So I was really broken when I saw those two walk to the front together. I was like, no, I love them both.
That's weird. Why would they combine them two?
I know, because they're such different kinds of acts. They were the first up for eliminations tonight. It was Danelle and the Greater Works Choir, and then Preacher Lawson. So Preacher Lawson talked about being single, made fun of Tyra even.
That was hilarious.
He made fun of the thing that I've been annoyed by this entire season. If you watch these acts again on YouTube, you see, hi, it's Ty, and I just literally cannot stand that. And he made fun of it, which made me laugh.
Actually, that's funny. When he did that, it literally just reminded me of you and Liza because you guys were talking about the whole time.
Yeah. But yeah, so did you like him? Did you think he was funny?
Yeah, I did. And I liked what Howie said, that he has raw talent. And I forget who said it, but I believe it was Howie. He doesn't understand how good he is, that it took him this long to get where he's at. And I hope in the future we get to see him on Comedy Central.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he's the kind of guy that actually reminds me a bit of a Marlon Wayans type, you know? Like, I feel like he could carry his own sitcom, and he's funny, and he clearly is a very trained comedian. His facial expressions are such a win. Like, he so commits to each joke, and I was laughing out loud at my desk. And his YouTube video got over 1 million views again in one day. People really like him. He does well.
I like the background that they did for him.
Yeah, it was cool. So out of these two, who do you think would be going through?
I have a feeling it was the choir that went through.
It was Preacher Lawson.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
What?
I know. Well,
This is real reactions.
Pure reactions.
I really thought the choir was gonna go. Like, I love Mr. Lawson. He's great.
Yeah.
And if I'm screaming, sorry. But like, wow.
Yeah. I know. A little shooketh over here, if I will say. Yeah. So, I was really sad to see the choir go because, like I said, I was so moved by them. But I also love Preacher Lawson, and I love seeing comedians on the show, so I didn't want to see him go either. So I was kind of torn with this one and wished that they weren't up against each other.
Right.
I was shocked that the choir wasn't in the Duncan save, which we'll get to, because I really think that America would have pulled through and saved them. But, I mean, they got a standing ovation from the judges, and unfortunately the competition has just gotten really stiff. So next up, we'll talk about the next duo that came up to the plate. Yoli Mayer, who sang Say You Won't Let Go. I think that's James Arthur. Or it's really sad. That song is sad.
Yeah,
it's a real downer.
It was hard to understand. For me, I didn't understand what she was singing in the beginning.
She had like an interesting performance where she like faced the way the audience faces.
Yeah, but I think she did pretty well. Simon said you upgraded from last.
She's like got a powerful voice and is kind of like a calm, soothing tone. I feel like I would love to like watch her be a really big YouTube star. I feel like she could definitely get like a cult following of people who not only are inspired by her voice, but by her story and by her whole package. You know, I feel like she's definitely got a crowd, but I don't know if AGT is necessarily the space for her.
Yeah, she reminds me of like an old school, like 20s, 30s singer, like an Amy Winehouse type of vibe when it comes to her voice.
She's powerful, that's for sure.
Yeah, she really is.
And she was up against Johnny Manuel, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Manuel. And I was a little disappointed in him because in the past weeks he's done like really amazing covers, and now he did an original, and this has become like I'm gonna write my own song and sing it on TV show, which is not what AGT is. I think competition shows, I'm here to see covers. I think that everyone has had those floodgates opened by Grace VanderWaal, which is great because Grace's music was extremely unique and extremely good, but I don't think everyone's is as good as Grace's, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, you know, she took a huge risk by doing that, and now I feel like everyone's trying to do what she did.
Yeah, try to maybe upgrade to her level.
Yeah, so I don't know, I was a little, he sang Blind Faith. I wrote it was just okay. Like, whereas in the past, like, I had loved him, and I was like, he needs to go on The Voice. He reminds me of Bruno Mars. Like, I was super into him, and this week I just didn't really feel it. So who do you think out of these two would be going through?
To be honest, I think it was Yoli.
Okay, it was neither.
What?
They sent both of these two home.
What?
They brought them up to the stage together and sent both home.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait.
They can do that.
I was about to ask that. There we go.
Simon was like super disappointed that neither of them were.
But you know what? At the end of the day, Simon knows that he can make these people stars. So I think if Simon is a smart man, so if he goes with Yoli, he's gonna make her like the next
Adele.
Somebody,
Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah, and Simon did mention when they both were sent home that neither of them are losers by any means. At this point in the competition, no one who goes home is a loser by nature. Like, they have all made it far enough where
people know who they are, they know their name, and somebody in the LA Reid could probably be like, okay, come to my station. Usher could see them. Yeah. Somebody out there, we're in Hollywood, we're in LA, the capital of entertainment. They have a place to go.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I hope that they're both picked up because I think they're both talented artists. And, you know, sometimes I think maybe those two both could have done really well on The Voice or an X Factor or an American Idol. Like, maybe this wasn't the right place for them right now, but hopefully they can show themselves somewhere else. The next two were Mike Young, who sang Don't Give Up on Me. And personally, this wasn't my favorite from him. I know Liza's not here to defend Mike Young, and she really loves Mike Young. Last week, I really connected with him for the first time. This week, he lost me a little just on song choice.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as emotionally invested in this song as I have in his last performances, but what did you think?
I liked his raspy voice.
Yeah, he's still really strong.
He's still strong in that genre. I think he did well enough, but I don't think he did great to go on to the next round.
Okay, and he was up against someone who I personally think needs to win the show. I'm just going to put that out on the line right now. Darcy Lynn Farmer, the ventriloquist. Okay, this girl is the real deal. She can sing, she's a comedian, and she's a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
What other 12-year-old can do that? I think that she reminds me of Grace in the sense that she is so unique and sets herself apart from everyone else. And she needs her own Disney show or whatever, Nickelodeon show. Like, this girl can take the $1 million and check out in the bank now, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. She got 1.4 million views in 24 hours.
On YouTube, yeah. And she was top 5 trending on YouTube, which is hard to do this week with Taylor Swift's new music videos coming out and Justin Bieber's new music coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Vivo is, like, taking those top few spots, and the fact that Darcy was at number 5, even still today.
Yeah, and she knocked down the other little singers. Heck yeah.
Goodbye. She can sing better with her mouth closed than those girls can sing with their mouth open.
Yeah, I mean, I like her, and I hope one day in the future, when we do another America's Got Talent, we get to have her here in studio.
I would love to have her.
Because I would love to see one of her characters talk to us.
Yeah.
To see what else. I'm so. Is she going?
Well, I'm gonna give it a proper drum roll. So we have Darcy Lynn. She's saying, "You make me feel like a natural woman," and then we have Mike Young, who's saying, "Don't give up on me." Who would you guess is going through?
I want to say Darcy, but I feel both of them are going.
It was just Darcy.
Oh, yay.
Mike did not make it, but yeah.
Sorry.
Darcy, to be honest, I think she should win this show. Ever since, she's been getting better and better every week.
Yep.
She's shown more and more layers, more and more characters. And I know Terry Fader was a ventriloquist in one season 2 of America's Got Talent, but that was so long ago at this point, like almost 10 seasons ago. And he didn't sing while doing it, which is something I've never seen before. I literally sat at my desk today and tried to talk to Tori in a non-open mouth. I was like, okay, so we're joining us on AFTERBUZZ TV. You can tell that I'm not...
Yeah.
I couldn't even understand myself.
Exactly.
She is a champ.
Like I said, from day one, she's going to win this.
Yeah, you did say that back in the day. You're like, she could win this.
She could win this.
I at this point, my money's on Darcy.
Yeah.
Because not only does she have all of those 3 things I mentioned, she's also cute and she's a kid, which people love on this show.
Right. And I think this is going to make her more successful. I feel like by the time she's like probably 16, she's going to be like a millionaire.
Well, she could be a millionaire in just a few weeks because you could win $1 million
That's
from
true.
this show.
Duh.
Before we move on to our next act, I have to quickly talk about AfterBuzz TV. We are kind of going in a bit of a new direction, which is really exciting. Our after shows aren't going anywhere. They're just kind of evolving, and we're going to start bringing you new content that expands beyond just our after shows, and that's going to start actually this month, which is really exciting. We're going to bring like new content, new formats, new guests. Like I said, our after shows like this one aren't going to be going anywhere. They're just going to kind of be going into new homes. They're going to get new homes. So this show, for example, would probably be going to the reality competition channel. So AfterBuzz is going to be broken up into 9 sections based on genre. So dramas, comedies, reality competition, which is where you'll find America's Got Talent and shows like The Voice and things like that. And then there's going to be wrestling and sports, animation, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes, red carpets, and then lastly, like a featured and original section, which is going to have, our celebrity shows as well. I know you work on X-Pac 12360.
Yes, I do.
That will be in there.
Yes, wrestling is my thing.
Yeah.
If you guys are wrestling fans, you'll understand why I have this hairstyle right now. I'm very excited. Megan Stretcher, I believe, just did the whole video package for AfterBuzz TV.
You can check it out on YouTube.
Check it out on YouTube. Check it out on our social media. I think she did great. I love the package. I like how it's very more detailed on what we've been letting everybody know.
Yeah, and like there's a lot to be excited about. It's not all going to happen like overnight or even just in the next month. We're going to be kind of experimenting and catering to you, our viewers' needs and desires, and like your participation and feedback is going to be really important during this time. Like let us know in the comments, let us know in our messages. And if you want to stay up to every date on everything, there will be a monthly newsletter. And Megan Stecker, who you mentioned, is also going to be having a weekly AfterBuzz show that will keep you updated on everything that's going on here and the changes. And I don't want our viewers to like think that our shows are going anywhere. They're not. We're just kind of switching some things up.
We're upgrading. We're getting a facelift.
We are. It's going to be for the best. And like you'll be able to find us on other shows now too. And yeah, we're going to be, but we're also not going anywhere. I'm still going to be doing AGT. I'm still going to be doing The Voice, but you'll just have to find it over at the reality competition section.
Exactly.
And again, Anissa said, if you have more questions or have just random thoughts about it, check out the video that AfterBuzz posted on our YouTube page with Megan as the host. It will answer all your questions.
It really did.
It will. But anyway, that as exciting as that all is, we have to move on to who is next. Okay. Two acts that were up against each other. Sarah and Hero, the dogs. Okay, so this I wrote down, hot girl and her dogs. They did, the song was Walking on Sunshine. And the dogs did everything from skateboarding, volleyball, jumping through a hoop, going on a surfboard, frisbeeing, like literally you name it, these dogs can do it.
Yeah.
I will not take away from their talent. I think they are extremely disciplined animals. Is this my favorite animal act I've ever seen? No. And the judges are obsessed with it, specifically Simon. I don't know, like, maybe he likes Sarah in a more than friends kind of way. She did look great in her little wetsuit. I'll give it to her. But I still like the Pompeo family dogs more. What? They, like, did a conga line.
Oh,
it was so
like
cute.
dogs versus dogs?
Yeah, I suppose if I'm like, it's like apples and oranges. No, it's apples and apples. It's dogs and dogs. So if I had to choose a dog act, I would choose theirs. These dogs are barking up a storm the whole time. They don't seem happy.
No.
Those other dogs were conga lining with their butts in each other's faces, and they seemed like they're having the best time of their life.
Yeah, and then the two dogs were fighting over a one frisbee when there was like 5 of them on stage.
Jumping through a hoop. And it looks like one of them didn't jump through something at one point when they were supposed to. She like kind of laughed it off, but I was like, dog. Throwing shade, dog.
Yeah.
Did you like them?
No.
No? Okay. Didn't think so. They were up against Billy and Emily, the sister-brother skater, who I think they are so cool. It is death-defying. I literally wish she was wearing a helmet. I was concerned for her health and well-being at one point as he's swinging her head like by her mouth or something. And then at one point he throws her off the stage.
Oh my God. I was like, what happened to her?
I think the judges had the same feeling that we did because I was like, where'd she go?
Like, I wasn't sure if that was on purpose or like planned.
Same. It was scary.
It was literally, it was like Simon said.
Yeah.
I mean, Simon said.
Simon says.
I think it was either Simon or Howie, one of them, mentioned you're literally throwing your sister into the fire.
Into the flames.
Like.
So out of these two, who would you say made it through?
Billy and Emily.
Unfortunately, Sarah and Hero made it through, not Billy and Emily. Shame. Cone of shame for America for not voting for them.
Wait a minute. America. Well, hold on. I got a lot of things to say.
Yeah.
Hold up. Because you kind of told me who went through, but you didn't tell me who they were against earlier, and I gave how I felt. Okay, so America. I don't understand what you guys know what raw talent is, but we know what talent is, and dog talent is dog is not a talent.
Like, I'll go turn on the Westminster Dog Show if I want to see that.
Exactly. If you want to do that, go on the USA Network, put your dog into that. PETA, go after them.
Do those dogs seem happy? I don't know.
No. And Billy and Emily deserve to go through.
They were so cool.
Are you kidding me? Like, you know how nobody's seen that before.
And the only thing I will say, though, about Billy and Emily is that, yes, I would pay to see that in Vegas, but I do think it would be more successful if there were, like, 3 Billy and Emilys on the stage. Like, I think that it could be more visually appealing, as do I think with Sarah and Hero. That's why I think I like the Pompeo family dogs better, is because there was more of them. There was 3 things going on at once, whereas with these dogs, it's just kind of one unit happening, whereas with the Pompeo, it was like, while one dog is scootering, another one is jumping through a hoop while another one's in a conga line.
Right.
You know?
But like, how can you put a dog? No offense, I love dogs, but how can you put a dog against like
a danger
act?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, a dog is doing a danger act too? No, the dog is doing what a dog does.
I think they're both like variety acts.
Like, these people came from a different country to show their talent. Yeah, in British America's British Got Talent, came to America to do America's Got Talent, to show Americans what British people can do, because British people are amazing and they have talent.
We got rid of Tom London too, who was also amazing. What's wrong with us?
America, you need to figure out your life, because you picked the wrong people.
Yeah, we need to reconsider the Declaration of Independence.
I'm upset because I'm upset because I really was looking forward for Billy and Emily to go at least all the way, at least the top 5.
Yeah, I agree. They were a couple I saw going really far, so I am very bummed about that. And then the last 3 are the Duncan saves. So that's Evie Claire, Chase Goring.
Wait a minute. Evie Claire was saved?
No, this is like the 3 that are going to be the Duncan save, and so we'll talk about them 3 together. Okay. So it's Evie Claire, Chase Goring, and Eric Jones, the magician. So Evie and Chase are singers, and Eric's a magician. What I will say about Evie and Chase is that I'm starting to realize with AGT, you can't just be a singer or a dancer. If you're going to be a dancer, you have to have electric lights, or you have to be on rollerblades. If you're going to be a singer, you have to be able to do it with a ventriloquist, or you have to be 4 years old. Like, you have to have something that's going to take you to that next level. You have to have, like, multi-dimensions to be really successful on the show. And I think that's where both Chase and Evie and people like Johnny and Yoli, who have gone home, are kind of running into a wall, and that's why they were in this bottom section. It's because they kind of aren't anything that special. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Their stories are special,
right, but that's not what it's about.
No, it really isn't.
At this point in the competition, it starts to become more about the talent, which I prefer.
Right. And exactly, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to Billy and Emily and the dog. What? Like, I just don't understand. What's so special? What special background does a dog have when people who have raw talent that came from a different country? Oh my God, I'm just very upset that they did not go through, because I was rooting for them. They're my favorite couple, even though they're bro and sis. Like,
duo, if you will.
At least, you know what? At least, if anything, put Billy and Emily against the other brother and sister dance duo.
True.
Like, could have done that.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, so
shame on you.
So Evie sang. She played the piano and she sang Yours. She has like an airy voice, but to me this was still a little bit boring.
Yeah.
As much as I do like her and I am touched by her story, and I did love the aesthetic of her performance last night. Oh, yeah. I love myself a good, like, flowery piano. I love pink and purple. Like, it was beautiful. And she looked great, as always. And she sounded good. But it was just a little sleepy for me.
No, it was too. I liked the whole flowers and all that stuff. That's great. That's beautiful. Total Disney. Like a Disney animation type vibe. I thought she did all right. I wasn't, like, blown away. But then again, it's the story of her background that makes
people love her.
That makes people like her.
Yep, and then also Chase, he wrote an original song again called What Is Love, which I don't really appreciate that being the title, because all I think is, what is love?
Not at the Roxbury?
Yeah, so that was a little weird of a song choice title, but for an original song, he played guitar, so both of them played an instrument, which I think is impressive, but again, a little meh. It was a little sleepy.
But that's how it is. If you're a singer, you know how to play at least one instrument.
And America in the Duncan Save chose, who do you think? Oh, sorry, we haven't talked about the third one yet. I'm a hold the horses, because I have a bone to pick with this guy.
Okay.
Eric Jones, coin trick, magician, cards. I don't like to know how magic tricks are done, but Eric, during the performance, showed me how his trick was done.
Oh, did he?
I caught it.
I thought it was cool, but I thought it was funny how he called Heidi Klum Mel B.
I caught that. Okay. I saw a huge mistake on his part. So he takes the $100 bill from Simon. If you don't want to know how magic tricks work, plug your ears. He puts the $100 bill down on the thing. I watch his hand push something on the side of the thing, and I see 4 coins appear from underneath the dollar bill, and then you see him actually adjust the $100 bill and move it over the coins. So go rewatch it on YouTube if you must. I think it's around like 1 minute and 20 seconds. When he puts Simon's $100 bill originally down before he starts doing all the coin stuff, And at the end, the 4 coins appear under the $100 bill.
Right.
I saw them pop up under the $100 bill before the trick really even officially started.
Oh, because the $100 bill was bendy.
Yeah, and he pushes this thing on the side of the black table. I see the 4 coins appear because the dollar bill had shifted. You see him move the $100 bill to cover them, and then the camera cuts away.
Oh, okay, I saw him move the $100 bill, but I wasn't paying attention.
Watch again and look for the coins, and you will see what I'm talking about.
But where did the other coins go?
Okay, those coins, I don't know, but I just have to imagine that there's a magnet situation happening.
Oh, okay.
Because they're becoming one, and to me it looked like there was some sort of like, the coins could like merge into one or something, and like maybe they're like one of them is like a shell or something.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how the magic is done in that one. That I can't really comment on, but it did seem like that part of the trick I did think was cool.
Yeah.
But I was annoyed that I saw that accident. Because I love magic and I don't want to know how it's done, and I purposely don't look that stuff up, and I saw him push like something on the side, and I saw the coins appear, and I saw him adjust and cover.
I wonder what kind of coins he used. Like, was it
those must
quarters?
be some sort of, they're $50, but to me it kind of felt like, I hate to say this because I love magic, and I was like on the surface impressed by this, but I will say I felt like this was a little bit like I went to a magic store, bought a bunch of cool magic toys, and made a trick. Yeah. I feel like he bought magnetic coins. He bought this thing that allows you to push things up from underneath it without people seeing.
That's actually a risky move that he did, too.
Yeah, I don't know, we can't, like, pull it up right now, but if you rewatch it, like, you will see that, and it really annoyed me that I saw that, which kind of led me to believe, like, this was all just kind of, like, magic toys. It didn't feel like it was big and impressive, and so I'm like all about a magician going through.
Does it question his past?
Not really. I mean, what was his last one? Was that weird glass wall?
Yeah.
Where you like already said something was a bit shifty with that. So I feel like he's the kind of guy that's like buying a bunch of magic toys at a magic store or off like Craigslist that don't really work right. And like that to me isn't as impressive as past magicians we've seen where I'm like, Tom London, for example, from this season, how did he do some of that stuff? I don't know. Collins Key from season 9. Like people in the past, Blake Voigt from last season, like I was literally shook to the core by some of those magic tricks and do not know how they did them. But this one felt like he was playing with a bunch of gag gifts, and I feel like I've seen better magic on the street, like on Hollywood Boulevard. You know what I mean? Like, not to be rude, but
Vegas.
Like, or Vegas, like wherever. I just, I don't know. And this guy has been on Penn and Teller before. I watched Penn and Teller fool us, and they weren't fooled by him. And the reason why I said maybe there's some sort of like magnet or something, they said something about a turtle. He said something about it. I like rewatched the Penn and Teller thing today because I was curious if he messed up on there. He did better on there. They said something about a turtle, which led me to believe that like maybe the coins had some sort of like, they were like shells of coins, and maybe they could like go onto each other.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Which, because like I don't know, I was just like trying to overanalyze it. But regardless, I don't know how he did that part of it. But I do know that that board had something underneath it that popped some coins up, and we got to see him. Boo, Eric. But aside from that, I think he had a good stage presence. I enjoyed him, minus him messing up Heidi's name. So it was Eric, Evie, and Chase. Who do you think? Well, so we get to save 2 of these. The judges save 1, and America saves 1. So the Duncan save is one of them. And...
so you could have put Billy and Emily in the save. What the heck?
I know.
Come on.
So who do you think out of those 3 would you say made it through?
We have Evie, Magician Boy, and Singer Boy. Sorry, I totally just blanked your name.
Evie, Chase, and
Chase.
Eric.
Okay, I think they saved Chase.
You think that who? America or
the
judges?
I think America saved Chase.
The judges ended up saving Chase.
Oh, okay.
And who do you think America saved out of Evie or
I
Eric?
think Eric.
Evie. So people, I think, maybe saw what I saw in Eric.
Okay.
Because any other day of the week, I would say give me a magician over give me child singers. But I think I was just disappointed. Because y'all who watch this show know how I feel about the kid singers. These are 2 kid singers versus magician. I am always team magician. I was not team magician last night. I saw him mess up twice.
Oh.
So I just was
so no magician.
No, well, not from this week. We have others, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the faker.
No, he's gone.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
But we do have more semifinals next week. So the ones that are going through to the finals now, which is crazy. We're already so far down the road. Sarah and Hero, the dogs.
Oh.
I need a sound effect for each of them. Sarah and Hero, the dog. Chase, the original song guitarist.
Okay.
Darcy Lynn, farmer.
Woo woo.
Whoop, whoop. Preacher Lawson.
All right.
Evie Claire on the piano. That's the last one.
We got crickets.
Cricket. So those are our 5 that are going through. Sad to see Billy and Emily go. Honestly sad to see a magician go, but just didn't like this trick. Very sad to see Danelle and the Greater Work Squire go. I'm still very broken over that.
I know. So I just want to say, Simon, if you're listening, you have the power to give Billy and Emily a chance at something. We know that these were your favorites. Take them to Vegas. Have them go in one of the circus acts in Vegas. You have that power. So Billy and Emily,
if you
go to Vegas and I find out, I will personally drive 4 hours.
4 hours to go see your
show. Go see your show.
Same.
Even if it's for like 2-3 hours.
We're all coming.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll go.
And then I'm speaking on behalf of Liza. Here I am. Liza, saying that she's sad that Mike Young is going home because I know she's going to be very sad about this when we break this news to her, even though she's not here today. Shout out to Fat But Skinny But Fat. She's going to be very sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so out of the ones that are going through, who would you say is going to the finals?
None.
Really?
Yeah.
I say Darcy.
Oh yeah, Darcy does. Sorry.
I was gonna say, have you been sleeping?
I'm just thinking of all the people that I do not want to that are not on the list.
I would say Darcy and Preacher Lawson. In my
opinion.
Oh
yeah.
Those are the only 2 from tonight that I have any sort of emotion towards.
I feel like the people that do the light show, the lights.
Yep.
Right.
Them, Darcy
and Preacher are probably going to be at least on the top 5.
Yeah, agreed.
But obviously we know that Celine and Angela are going to be on it, which is disappointing, but whatever.
Angelica.
Oh, yeah?
Not Angela.
Oh, Angelica? Sorry.
Angelica. Well, it's going to be interesting, actually, in my opinion, because Angelica and Celine are up against each other next week. I thought for sure they would split them up on...
It's going to be fun to watch.
I thought they would for sure put them on 2 different weeks so they could both make it through, but I think it's actually good that they put them on the same week so we won't have both of them in the finals. I bet you they're going to bring them both to the stage and eliminate one and keep one.
Okay, we're gonna see someone cry.
Woo! That's the problem with bringing kids to the finals. We're gonna
see someone cry. Like, oh my gosh! Remember that one girl? I forgot. I believe. I think she was on the X Factor. She had the curly hair, and she cried because she was like, "You promised me I was gonna win it."
I know.
And then next thing you know, she was like on Nickelodeon, and who knows where she is now.
Exactly. But, I mean, these kids will all be fine. They already have way more Instagram followers than I do.
I bet you anything Celine Dion's gonna sing with Celine.
I know. Oh, please God, no, she doesn't deserve that. Anyway, we had a fun duo show tonight. We had a special edition of Anissa is surprised by the results. I hope you guys liked this episode.
I think we should do that next week.
Yeah, we should do it next week too. It's kind of fun. That way you also don't have to watch because she does a show right before this, so it's like
I do. Like, I mean, I watched the original, but I don't watch.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she's not. Yeah, she watched the actual show. Just not the results shows are a bit of a sleeper anyway. I mean, who needs that? We had the Clairvoyants on, who I love. Mm-hmm. They were last year's finalists, and they were on the results show tonight, which is always fun to like see a comeback. But you know, who needs it? Who has time? Ain't nobody got time for that. You can watch it on YouTube if you're really bored. But if they want to continue the conversation with you about any of these super fun acts from this week, where can they do that?
You can find me at Anissa Barr.
And you can find me everywhere at Dani Golub. It's been really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this special duo evening. We will be back hopefully in full next week. Thanks y'all for tuning in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz. From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.